President Bongbong Marcos has left for the U.S. to attend his first engagement with the United Nations. An overwhelming majority of voters in Maguindanao have decided to split the province into two. And oil companies are expected to roll back the prices of their petroleum products in the upcoming days. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. We begin the newscast with President Bongbong Marcos and his delegation flying to the United States for the United Nations General Assembly. Camille Samonte with the report.
President Bongbong Marcos is all set for the 77th United Nations General Assembly as he left the country on Sunday. This will be his first engagement with the international body and first visit to the U.S. since assuming office. In his departure speech, Marcos said his participation in the event reaffirms the country's commitment to the ideals of the organization.
The UN is where the countries of the world congregate to discuss the most pressing challenges facing our people. Thus, it is important for us to participate in the General Assembly and to make certain that our voice is heard.
The president is also scheduled to deliver his address on September 20 U.S. time. He is expected to touch on several issues like climate change and food security.
I will outline our expectations of the United Nations and the work ahead, the role our country will play, and our contributions to strengthening the international system.
But the UN event is not his only engagement during the trip, as he will also attend bilateral talks, business engagements, and meet with other world leaders and the Filipino community.
I will discuss with them opportunities for stronger cooperation. I will also participate in business activities to forge more partnerships to advance our national economic and sustainable development agenda.
With him in the U.S. visit are top government officials, including Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo, as well as the administration's economic team and senior business leaders. They are expected to stay in New York City for almost a week. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
The kilusan ng magbubukid ng Pilipinas has criticized President Marcos Jr.'s trip to the U.S. In a statement, the progressive group underscores that Marcos left the country in a mess, citing several issues including the weakening of peso and the recent round of fare hikes. The KMP is also urging the president and his delegation to behave and act accordingly, as the world knows about the Marcos' human rights violations and corruption record. Marcos Jr. is allowed to visit the U.S. under a diplomatic immunity as head of state, despite being named in a contempt order issued by a U.S. court barring his entry to the country. Now, there will no longer be a single Maguindanao entity as a majority of local voters favor the split of the province into two. More details in this report by Mon Gualvez.
Ballot boxes were seen making way one by one in the capital of Maguindanao in Buluan. These contain the certificates of canvass from Saturday's plebiscite, which determined whether or not Maguindanaoans are in favor to divide the province. The provincial board started the canvass on Sunday morning.
Gusto natin isang bagsakan na lang ng canvassing, hindi yung nag-canvass tayo ng 5 ngayon, tapos bukas yung natitira.
And come afternoon, a decision was announced. No doubt, residents are in favor of dividing the province into Maguindanao del Norte and del Sur as officials unveiled the landslide results. Out of more than 818,000 registered voters, 86.93% or more than 711,000 turned up. Nearly all of them voted in favor of the split, while those who voted against was only at less than 1%. More than 320,000 said yes to the division from 12 municipalities in the 1st District, which will now be Maguindanao del Norte, while almost 380,000 were in favor from 24 towns in the 2nd District, which will form the Maguindanao del Sur. The voter turnout almost encompassed that of Compostela Valleys in 1998 at over 89%. If we are to base on the actual number of people who cast their vote in a province-wide plebiscite, Maguindanao holds the biggest record where more than 700,000 turned out the polls. But it's not just about the numbers. Rather, it's also historic how no violence has been recorded in the entire voting process. Maguindanao is one of the provinces in the country considered as an election hotspot. But the COMELEC and local government said the plebiscite was conducted peacefully.
Sana po, ito ay makita ng sambayan ng Pilipino na pwede naman pala na makapagkaroon tayo ng eleksyon sa kahit anong parte ng ating bansa sa mga susunod na pagkakaroon natin ng eleksyon na maayos, nagkakaisa ang lahat para sa kabubuti ng ating bayan.
Meanwhile, the two incoming governors call for peace and order and the banishing of stigma in Maguindanao.
May stigma ang Maguindanao as a whole. So i-uplift ho natin yon at babaguhin natin into a better Maguindanao.
Magtulungan ang probinsya, magtulungan ang rehiyon. Wala pong imposible, hindi natin maiangat ang buong lalawigan, ang buong rehiyon ng Bangsamoro.
There will be a 60-day transition period before the institution of the two new provinces can be consummated. For News 5, Mon Gualvez, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Over ₱1 billion has been distributed under the Social Welfare Department's Educational Ayuda Program. JC Cosco will report.
Uwi na po kayo para magpahinga po kayo. Wala pong ano ngayon.
Hindi na masaya.
This was the scene at the Social Welfare Department's central office in Quezon City. Security guards asked people who tried to claim the educational ayuda to go home as there was no scheduled payout on Saturday. Some of them tried to walk in, despite earlier reminders that they will not be accommodated. Fe, for instance, registered online last month but has yet to receive a text confirmation.
Nakakainip. Hindi namin siguraduhin kung talagang magkakaroon yung mga anak ko. Baka mamaya wala na talaga, sa isang taon na lang.
Over in Navotas City, 69-year-old Priscilla still went to the payout center despite experiencing difficulty in walking. She received $2,000 for her grandchildren.
Ihapon po. Kailangan ko po yun. Kailangan ko po yun. Ano po yung mga ano ng aso ko. Mga pangangailangan sa school.
4,000 pesos meanwhile was handed out to Elizabeth. She tried to apply her other child but failed as online applications have already been closed since September 10.
Okay lang naman yun. Basta nakakuha na kami. Blessing na rin yun. Hindi naman ako naghahangad ng malaki.
As of September 17, the DSWD has exceeded its 400,000 target beneficiaries for the educational ayuda. Disbursed amounts have reached over ₱1 billion, with mostly college and elementary students receiving the aid. With almost 500 billion pesos yet to be disbursed, the DSWD said payouts may be extended beyond September 24, the last day supposedly of the payout.
Pinag-aaralan din po talaga ni Secretary dahil nga sa dami po ng aplikante, baka magkaroon po ng one time big time na payout kahit yun na lang po yung ating exit.
But the agency maintained that online applications for the cash assistance will not be opened anymore. For News 5, JC Cosico, We Are One News.
Another round of oil price rollbacks is expected in the coming days. Unioil Philippines is forecasting that firms would decrease diesel prices by up to 4 pesos per liter. Gasoline prices, meanwhile, could be slashed by up to 15 centavos. Official price adjustments will be announced on Monday, a day prior to its effectiveness. Britain's King Charles III held a vigil for the late Queen Elizabeth II ahead of her state funeral. The details in this report from Associated Press.
King Charles, yeah, it's great. Yeah, he's been a great. He's done lots of service in the past as the Prince of Wales, and he'll continue to do that. He'll continue to be. He'll be a good king. He'll be a great king, actually. He stood in for his mother, the Queen. He was trained. He's been trained into the job by his parents. He'll be fine.
Now for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, wanews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch Wanews on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.